Hi students, it's Mrs. Rich. We are going to talk about adding and subtracting fractions that do not have common denominators. If you look at the fractions that I have up here already, we have 1/4 plus 2/3 equals question mark, question mark. I do not know. I am not sure yet. So if you look, I sheeted these pies in for you so you can see the 1/4 plus the 2/3, and we're going to figure out what these question marks are that are in here. So we know that we talked about the denominators last time. Denominators are the bottom numbers of a fraction. We know that if they had common denominators in these two fractions, then we would be able to just add the numerators. But when I look at these, 4 is not equal to 3, so I cannot just add the numerators in this fraction. I have to do something. What I need to do is find a common denominator. What you are going to do is look for something called the least or lowest common multiple. So what that means is I'm going to look for a number that if I multiply this by something and this by something, it's going to give me the same number so that I can get that common denominator. Now I'm going to erase this least common multiple here so that I can try that. So when I look at 4 and 3, I'm gonna look at my 4 first, because 4 is the bigger number. If I start multiplying 4 by things, it's going to add up faster than if I multiply 3. So I'm gonna say, okay, 4 times 1 is 4. Obviously 3 cannot be multiplied by something to make it 4. So that's not it. 4 times 2, so let's see, 4 times 1 is 4. That's not it. 4 times 2 is 8. There's nothing that I can multiply 3 by that will give me 8. So I know that that's not it. 4 times 3 gives me 12. Now I'm thinking. I think that there might be something that I can multiply 3 by that's going to give me 12. So now I'm going to start multiplying by 3's. 3 times 1 equals 3. Well, that's not it. 3 times 2 equals 6. That's not it. 3 times 4, check it out right there, gives me 12. And in fact, I actually did an extra step I don't need. We're looking at it right here. If 4 times 3 equals 12, 3 times 4 equals 12, 12 right here is going to be our least common multiple. It's also going to be our common denominator. So I'm going to take my 1/4, okay? I know that 4 times 3 gives me 12. I know that 1 times 3 gives me 3, and I end up with 3/12. You're getting a lesson here on multiplying fractions also. When you multiply fractions, you multiply denominator times denominator gives you denominator. Numerator times numerator gives you numerator. The other thing you need to remember here is if I multiply 4 times 3 to get that 12, that common denominator, all I have to do is multiply this top number by 3, because 3 over 3 actually equals 1. So all I'm doing is multiplying 1/4 times 1, which is going to be 3/12. 1/4 and 3/12 are actually the same fraction. It's just the difference of dividing a pie into 4 pieces or dividing it into 12 pieces. So this here is actually 3/12. It's like having a pizza sliced into 4 slices or sliced into 12. If you eat 1/4 of that pizza, it's the same as eating 3 of those 12 slices. They're just smaller slices. So now I'm going to go over to my 2/3. So I know that I need to multiply this 3 times 4 to give me 12. Now, in order to keep this an equivalent fraction, I need to multiply this top number by 4. The numerator needs to be multiplied by 4 also to keep 4 over 4, which is equal to 1. 2 times 4 equals 8, and I end up with 8/12. If you look, I've got 3/12 plus 8/12, and I can easily go back to what I know. when there's a common denominator, I keep the denominator the same for the answer, and I add the two numerators. 3 plus 8 gives me 11, and my answer is 11/12. So when I come over to this guy, my answer is 11/12. That would be actually almost all of that pizza shaded in, almost all of that pie shaded in.